There is a specific type of chess player that we all know, the greedy player. The one who cannot resist a free pawn, who trades pieces just because they can, and who believes that material is the only thing that matters on the board. Today, we are going to learn how to punish that player using the fishing pole trap. This trap happens in one of the most solid positions in chess, the Ruy Lopez or the Italian game. Imagine you are playing white. You play pawn to e4, controlling the center. Black responds e5. You bring your knight to f3. Black brings their knight to c6. You develop your bishop to b5. You castle early. You tuck your king away on g1, and it is exactly in this moment of comfort that Black decides to break reality. Instead of developing a bishop, or preparing to castle, Black plays the move knight to g4. On the surface, this move looks like absolute nonsense. It violates the opening principle of not moving the same piece twice. It places a knight on a square where it is completely unsupported, staring at a castled king with no backup. When your opponent sees this, they play pawn to h3. This is the most logical, human response. They are asking your knight a question. Are you going to retreat to f6 and admit your mistake? Or are you going to put yourself on the rim of the board at h6? You play the move that changes everything. Pawn to h5. This is the fishing pole. You have cast your line into the water. By backing up your knight with the h-pawn, you have created a devilish scenario. You are effectively leaving your knight en prise. You are leaving it to be captured. To a disciplined player, this looks suspicious. Why would you give up a piece? But to a greedy player, or a player who is simply confident in their calculation, this looks like a free lunch. They do the math. If I take the knight, and he takes back with the pawn, I am up a full piece. I have a knight, he has a pawn. I win. And when they finally succumb to that temptation, when they play pawn takes knight, the trap snaps shut with the force of a bear trap. Let's look at the physics of what happens next. You recapture with your pawn, h times g4. In the blink of an eye, the entire geometry of the board has transformed. Now, the h-file, that vertical column on the side of the board, has been ripped open. Your rook, sitting quietly on h8, hasn't moved a single inch, yet it has suddenly become the most powerful piece on the board. It is staring down a laser beam directly at the white king. Their knight on f3 is under attack by your pawn. They have to move it. Let's say they play the most natural move, retreating the knight to e1, trying to defend. This is where you bring in the heavy artillery. You bring your queen to h4. Now pause and look at the board. You have a queen on h4 and a rook on h8. This is a classic battery. You are threatening checkmate on h1 and h2. White is suffocating. They have practically no pieces that can help. Their rook is stuck on f1. Their queen is on d1, blocked by their own pieces. They are playing a game of survival. White will desperately try to create an escape route. A common reaction is to push the f-pawn, usually to f3, trying to give the king a square to run to on f2. You play the quiet, devastating move, pawn to g3. The white king is trapped in the corner. Whatever white plays next, it does not matter. Your next move is queen to h1 or queen to h2, checkmate. The game is over. Now I know what the skeptics are thinking. But what if they don't take the knight? What if they are smart? This is a valid question. If your opponent is a grandmaster, or if they have seen this video, they might look at your knight on g4 and say, I am not falling for that. They might simply develop with d3 or c3, ignoring your bait completely. Does this mean the trap failed? Absolutely not. Even if they don't take the knight, look at your position. You have a knight posted aggressively on the king side. You have a pawn on h5 that is ready to march down the board to h4 and h3, tearing apart their pawn structure anyway. You have forced your opponent to play passively. So how do you add this to your repertoire? Start using it in your blitz games. When you have the black pieces in an e4, e5 opening and white castles early, look for the opportunity. Knight to g4. If they kick you, h5. Watch them pause. Watch the clock tick down as they calculate. And watch the inevitable moment when greed takes over and they capture the knight. The fishing pole trap is the ultimate proof that a single active rook and a well-placed pawn are worth more than a sleepy knight and a trapped king.
Drop a like if you enjoyed the trap, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video.